Phil Hellmuth is looking down on Queen 6 suited. Pre-flop has already built a decent-sized pot, and we end up heads up with Phil Hellmuth against Ferdinand's ace-jack. Stacks are deep, they are chatting, but both know this is a spot where one big pot can flip the session. The flop comes paired rainbow. Ferdinand checks from out of position with what looks, on the surface, like top pair top kicker on a paired board. From his seat, it is a little too strong to turn into a bluff and a little too middling to start blowing up the pot. Hellmuth has absolutely smashed it. He fires 4,000 into the middle, a classic Phil value bet that looks small enough to get floated by worse aces and stubborn pocket pairs. Ferdinand just calls. His call keeps Phil's entire bluffing and thin value range alive while he sees what the turn brings. At this point, Phil is miles ahead, but the pot is already big enough that one card can flip everything. The turn is the 7 of clubs, and now the backdoor club flush is open. Ferdinand checks a second time, which from Phil's point of view is very comforting. When ace-jack or ace-king does not raise on this turn, it starts to look a lot like a pot-controlled one-pair hand or some give-ups that floated the flop. Hellmuth continues for 12,000. That sizing screams, I still have it. He is charging flush draws, extracting value from any ace, and making life miserable for pocket pairs that refuse to believe him on the flop. Ferdinand thinks, and again just calls. He cannot love it, but with ace-jack he beats all the bluffs and every worse ace that Phil is capable of barreling. The river is the ace of hearts, and that card rewrites the script. Ferdinand, who has been in check and call mode on flop and turn, now suddenly leads for 18,500.
Cannon bets.
I was waiting for that.
That river bet is sneaky and brutal. From Ferdinand's side, it makes perfect sense. When the ace pairs, every queen in Phil's range is going to feel invincible.
Is this even possible? I was thinking he was going to pay off 50,000 drawing to 2 outs. It was so sweet. Pot, and I was going to bet 30 in the end, and he was going to call me with his ace-10 or whatever. Oh, come on, are you serious? I mean, can this just keep happening to me? It's like, you got an ace, boss?
18-5, you'll see what I got.
You called a pot size.
What do you got?
I got a queen.
Phil calls.
No stops today in the bus.
Doyle Brunson is looking down at pocket sixes.
King, queen yet?
I didn't say that. I said I had you beat at all times.
It wasn't queen deuce or queen tray, so then it's ace, king, or queen.
Yeah. But I didn't say it was a king.
Unless he's lying.
Unless I'm lying, exactly.
Just sitting here on TV lying.
Doyle Brunson initiates the action. This is a standard opening play,
16.
aimed at set mining or outplaying opponents post-flop. However, Calacanis, the high-profile entrepreneur, is not interested in playing small. He peels his cards to find pocket kings and executes a sharp 3-bet to 5,600. This is the dream scenario for Calacanis.
So that's how much altogether?
56 total.
He is holding a premium monster against a pro who he likely believes is opening too wide. Brunson, aware of Calacanis' aggressive image and getting the correct implied odds to chase a set, makes the call. The flop falls the ultimate statistical disaster for Calacanis.
15,000.
Brunson has flopped middle set, hitting his 6 to create a hidden monster. Calacanis, meanwhile, looks at the low board and sees his pocket kings as an invulnerable overpair. Brunson, realizing he has him completely crushed,
There's a 30.
decides on a deceptive min raise to 30,000. This is a classic move. By raising small, Brunson is luring Calacanis further into the trap, making his raise look like a test or a semi-bluff with a draw rather than the nuts.
See, if you got it all in, we could run it twice. Nothing. We're going to be at a guess.
Now, I'm not sure why Jason just called. If it was good enough to call, it's probably good enough to get it in.
The turn, 10 of clubs.
All in. I call.
All in and a call.
Jason's about to see some very bad news.
3 6s.
Run it 10 times?
Wait.
Hang on.
You can run it 3 times if you want.
Sure.
3 times.
3 times.
You understand that? Okay.
That means you'll see the river card 3 times, playing for 1/3 of the pot each run. The first river, 5 of spades.
1 for the good guys.
Give Jason 1. My 2 outer.
Yeah, I don't want to be too mad.
Run number 2, 10 of hearts.
2.
And last chance for Jason to salvage something. It's a deuce and a sweep for Doyle.
Chipped.
I presume I've got you.
Yeah, you got him covered, for sure.
Luncan is looking down on pocket sixes. Pre-flop, this is a classic slow-played trap setting itself up. Mike opens under the gun with king-queen offsuit, which is completely standard at these stack depths. It is a strong Broadway hand, dominates a lot of the calling range, and plays very cleanly post-flop. In the small blind, Luncan just calls with pocket sixes. That flat looks harmless, but it is already dangerous for Mike. Small and medium pairs love to see flops, especially against an early position raiser whose range is heavy on big cards. O'Dwyer completes in the big blind with king-jack, getting a great price in closing the action. The flop comes paired rainbow. It is one of those rare boards where everyone hits something but one player is hiding a huge hand. Mike absolutely smashes it with trip queens and top kicker. Against 2 blinds who defended and checked to him, his continuation bet for $250,000 is automatic. He gets value from worse queens, pocket pairs, and random floats, while also denying equity from overcards and backdoor draws. What he does not know is that Luncan has flopped a full house. After checking, Luncan now springs the first part of the trap and raises to $750,000. That raise is doing 2 jobs at once. It builds a pot with a monster, and it tells a story of a semi-bluff or a weaker queen, not the very top of range. O'Dwyer correctly gets out of the way with king-jack, but Mike is in a very tough spot. Folding trip queens with top kicker to a single raise on this texture is almost impossible. The turn is the 8 of spades, a complete brick for the core battle between these 2 ranges. The paired queen and the 6 still matter most, and any aggressive action now is heavily weighted toward value. Luncan leads for $1 million into a pot that is already swollen, and that sizing is perfect. It is big enough to put serious pressure on Mike's medium-strength hands.
He shoves.
I call.
Close enough.
Mike McDonald drawing thin.
Did he say 6 or sucks?
He needs a king, queen, or 8. He's got 6 outs. The river card is the case 6.
He should have said queen.
Jennifer Tilly is looking down on ace-9 offsuit.
Tony, why are you on my left?
Just thought we'd play one nice pot together.
This is pure ego warfare. Tony G has ace-king and does exactly what you expect from him. He bumps it up to 4,000. Jennifer Tilly does something that really defines the rest of the hand. She does not just call and play a small pot. She reaches for chips and re-raises to 12,000. That re-raise is her planting a flag.
Wow.
From Tony's point of view, ace-king is way too strong to fold, and a 5-bet shove is probably overplaying it against a range that still has monsters.
Is it that good? 12.
So he takes the middling line and just calls, keeping all of Tilly's bluffs and dominated aces in. The flop comes paired, kind of dry, and very awkward for both of them. Tilly, after 4 betting pre-flop, checks. That check is sneaky. With ace-9, she has completely missed. But as the pre-flop aggressor, she could very easily fire and tell a story of queens, kings, or aces. Tony quietly improves to top pair top kicker, while Tilly is now done for. But the real story is what the king does to perceived ranges. From Tilly's point of view, that king is supposed to be a scare card for Tony as well as for her, and bets 12,000. Tony just calls. He does not raise, because when he raises here, he isolates himself against very strong hands and folds out all her air. The river brings the ace, and it is absolutely brutal for Tilly. Tony quietly upgrades from top pair top kicker to top 2 pair. Tilly also improves, but in the most dangerous way possible.
You want me to take the race back?
What?
You want to take it back? I'll take it back. No, really, take it back.
I don't think you could take the ace back.
Then I'll take it back, I promise. If the ace wins, you win the pot.
What do you mean?
So I'm worried like the ace upset you, so I'm happy to take it off the table.
No, the 25K upset
okay,
me.
all right, let's leave it on there then. I might need it.
Oh my God. I don't even know why I raised you in the first place.
I'm gonna make it 20.
Yeah, make it 20.
Make it 20.
What a nice guy.
Okay, call.
Makes the call.
Ace king. I wouldn't lie.
Daniel Negreanu is looking down at pocket tens. The dynamic here is steeped in decades of mutual history and high-stakes tournament pressure. Negreanu opens the action with a standard bet, but little does he know he actually bet more than he wanted to.
84. Ready? Holy misclicks.
The small baller accidentally decided to play with a bigger ball. Yep.
Seidel has a crucial decision to make regarding his bet sizing. He could simply shove all in, protecting his hand and guaranteeing a decent increase to his stack. Instead, he opts for a much more sinister, value-oriented line.
Come on.
Whoops.
Ay-ya.
I call.
Seidel obviously calls.
Your misclick got me. Oh, sick. Sick. That's kind of sick if you see with sense too. I know, right? Then I had to then it forced me to, get a little crazier. Yeah, because, so, that'd be good.
Seidel is the player at risk, but Negreanu is a huge underdog here. Even bigger dog now. Now just one chance. Just 5% for the double up. A 10 on the river!
You were right, thanks, Tobias. I run good. I got him covered.
Gross.
All right, good luck, everyone.
Goofy limps the big blind with King 10 suited. Limping protects his range, invites isolates from hands he dominates, and keeps the pot manageable out of position with a hand that plays cleanly post-flop. Nick Airball isolates to $1,200 from under the gun with Queen 9 offsuit. The raise pressures the limp, seizes initiative, and expects to realize equity against a single caller. Goofy calls. Suited Broadway is too strong to fold, too thin to 3-bet out of position, and calling keeps Nick's range wide. Goofy checks. On an ace high, 2-diamond texture, Nick is supposed to continuation bet often, so checking lets that happen. Nick obliges for $700, a small, range-driven stab that folds air and taxes random backdoors while leaning on his perceived ace advantage. Goofy check raises to $1,700. King 10 of diamonds is a premium semi-bluff, gut shot to Broadway, the king high diamond draw, and even a royal flush. Raising clears out weak queens and 5s to 9s, charges worse draws, and starts a pot that can realize maximum value when diamonds or Broadway materialize. Nick calls with middle pair and position, keeping bluffs in and retaining control of the pot size. Bang! The 3rd diamond lands and Goofy upgrades from a draw to the nuts. With his story perfectly coherent after the flop raise, he leads $2,000. Leading now Prince, worse diamonds pay, stubborn Queen X pays, and some Ace X talk themselves into continuing because the Jack is a counterfeit scare rather than a clean killer in their minds. Goofy goes for a small, irresistible value bet of $3,500. After check raise, lead, and a blank river, this size targets exactly what Nick shows up with most often.
Makes the call. Royale. Royale with cheese. Royal.
Keating's looking down on ace-queen offsuit. Peter comes along with ace-7 suited, a hand that plays fine multi-way but is easily dominated by Keating's calling range. Stanley takes the button with Jack 10, a classic position hand that realizes equity well against 3 opponents. Keating flats pre-flop with ace-queen from the small blind instead of squeezing. Out of position and deep, that call invites dominated aces and worse queens to continue while avoiding a bloated pot against a raiser who can 4-bet. The flop favors ranges that arrived by calling. Keating's ace-queen makes second pair with the best kicker and holds the key blocker to Broadway. His call versus the c-bet is standard. Raising turns his hand into a bluff catcher against stronger kings and sets while isolating himself versus better. Peter's call with ace-7 is thin but defensible. He has bottom pair, an overcard, and backdoor hearts, and he wants to keep his range uncapped for later streets. Stanley's call with Jack 10 is mandatory. He has the best improvement potential with the open-ender and position. The turn ace changes the incentive structure completely. Keating now holds aces and queens, and, out of position in a multi-way pot, checking is superior. Betting announces strength, repels worse, and makes it easy for a better ace like ace-king to play perfectly against him. By checking, he allows weaker aces and floats to fire or showdown worse. Peter quietly improves to 2-pair, and he should notice how clean his value targets are, aces that didn't connect with the king or queen, plus stubborn kings that hate folding. But checking has logic too. He controls the pot and traffic and preserves bluffs for the river. Stanley's check is the costly one. With Jack 10, he owns the nuts on a paired board that still grants him clear value from top pairs and combo draws. Letting it check through surrenders value and protection, and it exposes him to exactly what happens next. The board pairs again, and his straight gets stone dead. The river double pairs the ace and reorders the hierarchy. Keating upgrades to aces full of queens, Peter lands on aces full of sevens, and Stanley is drawing thin to chatter.
And this is going to get very nasty for Peter. Maybe Stanley also, but especially Peter.
Checks from Keating and the original raiser are invitations. Peter accepts with a big bet that targets trip aces and missed draws and tries to dodge raises from the few better full houses. Stanley correctly folds once the ace pairs again, straights are dust. Keating's river decision should lean exploitative here. Against Peter, who routinely overplays strong one-pair and boat combos, a value raise prince. Keating's hand is under-repped, he blocks the most common equal boat with the queen. Peter's turn check makes ace-king less likely, and Texas Mike is capped after check-check.
Did he just call? He just called.